In honor of MCES's 40th anniversary and Mental Health Awareness Month, we're very pleased and proud to have Safe Call Now, a national confidential assistance and referral agency for first responders, present their workshop, Emotional Body Armor. Emotional Body Armor teaches first responders about the trauma that impacts their lives, which you cannot turn off with a switch. First responders respond to the worst that humanity has to offer, and then they're expected to just turn it off. It doesn't work that way. Emotional Body Armor gives first responders the tools that they need to recognize the impact of trauma on their lives and on their families and their colleagues, and to give them the power to ask for help when they need it.
Safe Call Now was started in 2009 when we passed legislation in the state of Washington that guaranteed confidentiality for all first responders when reaching out for help for issues such as mental health, substance abuse, financial problems. Once the law was passed, it ended up protecting all law enforcement and first responders in the United States of America. How I got to Safe Call Now was in 2005, and actually about 5 years before, I was going through my own addiction issues. I was addicted to alcohol and narcotic pain medication at that time. I ended up losing my job of almost 20 years. I was indicted by the federal government. I was guilty for doctor shopping, and it was no one's fault but my own. I then went back to school for chemical dependency counseling and went to work in a treatment center, and I saw police, fire, corrections. Everyone was coming in and had the same broken record as my story as the result of discipline, getting arrested, losing their jobs, and I knew that there needed to be a way out. And I knew in my own particular case, if there was just somebody in the middle that I could have called between EAP and fitness for duty, I would have reached out. I didn't care if it's a firefighter, a dispatcher, corrections. I just wanted to talk to somebody. And in 2009, we started Safe Call Now. Now go ahead.
First responders are at a high risk for developing brain injury due to stress. Physiological and psychological result of having a job that has intermittent intensity. And so the reason that this training is so important is to give first responders the gift of some tools where they can do some self-assessment to find out where they're vulnerable, to find out if they meet criteria for acute stress disorder, for instance. That one assessment alone has 96% validity, that if they score a certain amount, that they will develop PTSD within 2 years. So my mission is that everybody coming into this field has a baseline of what their stress level is. We know that exposure to stress creates the hormone cortisol, which has very adverse impact on somebody's physiological being. It hits the hippocampal area in the brain, which is like the brain's ovary. It develops all of our brain cells that migrate to other areas in the brain. And it has very damaging consequences for somebody's career, for somebody's family. The incidence of addictive disorders, of mental anxiety, depression are very high in this population. This is a population that gives so much and takes care of so much that my belief is that we don't take care of first responders to the level that they deserve.
The message that I want to send to all first responders is that there is always help. As long as you're breathing and you're alive, help is available. The stigma is starting to wear down. It is a proven fact that getting you healthy, getting you back onto the job, getting your family back together, you will be the most resilient person out there. You will be the leader in the departments, and that's what we look for.
I think the primary tool is to assess. Not for disciplinary action, but as preemptive. To have tools in place as part of the year structure. We're going to have you assess and have peer support so they don't feel like their job is at risk. if they report, yes, I have a high anxiety scale. The World Health Organization believes that by year 2020, depression will be the #2 leading cause of workplace disability. And right now in America, the population sees their physician, the #1 reason is anxiety. And we have a population that deserves intentional assessment and resources to deal with it because it's part of the job description.
In the first responder population, I always like to keep it simple. I need you to look for 4 warning signs. If you ever see a change in attitude, achievement, attendance, or behavior, you need to start looking and see what's going on. It doesn't mean somebody needs to be removed right away, but a change in one of those or a combination means that probably something is going on, needs to be looked at, and there's a potential that we can get someone help before it manifests into a situation that becomes uncontrollable.